So I dug up a little treat for all you guys. Here, for the first time ever on the internet, are scenes from a movie I made when I was 15 years old in high school. As you can see, these are some sweet muzzle flashes, which don't look that great, and some awesome bullet hits on the ground, which also don't look that great. Oh, and here comes a missile and a car explosion. That was awesome. This is an action scene from the same movie. You'll notice I've taken off my shoes because I'm indoors. We told our friend's mom basically that we were gonna fill up her living room with a fog machine, and they didn't seem to mind, which is kind of cool, although I haven't been back there since. We gave everybody sweet laser pointers here so that they could, see the lasers in the smoke, which was totally awesome. This was shot on my friend's property on Orcas Island. Man, I was a lot thinner back then. Jeez, my metabolism must have been working overdrive. This is my friend stopping a bullet and blowing it up. All these effects were done in Final Cut 3. We didn't use After Effects because I didn't actually know how to use After Effects at the time. I'm showing you this for two reasons. One is that, well, clearly we haven't really changed that much despite it being almost 10 years ago since I made that. And two, I didn't just start out being like good at movies and like good at making stuff. I started out in many cases a lot worse than a lot of you guys are. Like, you guys are, there's a lot of channels out there that I'm looking at some of this stuff and it's like way better than what I was at that age, And plus, you guys have way better equipment and way better computers than I had access to. So it's pretty cool to see these YouTube channels because I'm looking at some of these action scenes. I'm like, wow, if these kids keep it up, they're going to be better than I am now because they're better than I was back then. One of the questions we get asked a lot is, how do I get good at movies, or how do I get good at editing, and what's the secret to this? Here's the secret. You have to keep doing it. You have to keep making movies. You have to be making movies that are 15 seconds long or 30 seconds long. It doesn't even matter what they're about. Just keep taking the camera out and keep trying to tell stories visually, because filmmaking is a visual language, and just like any other language, the only way you get better at it is by using it. You don't learn French by sitting around and thinking about French all the time. You get better at French by speaking it. You get better at making movies by making movies. So that being said, there are two things you can do to get better at making movies. One, watch movies constructively, and two, make movies constructively. And what I mean by that is this. When you watch a movie, watch it multiple times, and on subsequent viewings, really examine some aspect of the filmmaking and really ask yourself why they're doing it and what's the effect of that. So look at just the editing for one scene, or just the sound design, or the camera angles and the cinematography. And what's great about this is if you're at some terrible movie that you hate, that your parents drag you to, your friends drag you to, it doesn't matter, because you can sit down and you can tune out and really watch the movie and try and learn something from it, because even the worst movie has something it can teach you. And the second part, making movies constructively, is basically this. Don't be happy with your movies when you're done with them. Show them to your friends, show them to your parents, all that stuff. But really examine it and really criticize sort of like what you're doing and try and figure out, well, is there a way I could do that better? Or what would be a better angle here? And I wish I got that. And remember it, write it down so that next time that you have that chance again, you don't forget to do it. You're like, oh, I remember that first movie. It would have been better if we cut to something like this. Get that with your camera. And then when you edit it, you can say, okay, I can see that it improved, or maybe it didn't improve. Maybe the way you did it the first way was better. Really, that's the only thing you have to do. Keep watching movies and keep making movies, and always be thinking about what you're doing and how you can improve.